From 1983, the Violent Femmes with the classic Kiss Off from their debut album. The Violent Femmes formed back in Milwaukee, Wisconsin back in 1980, and you guys know the songs Blister in the Sun, Kiss Off, which I just played, American Music. They had a career that lasted up until early this year. They just broke up. Gordon Gano already has a new project, Gordon Gano and the Ryans, and we're proud to have him on the show tonight. Singer-songwriter from the Violent Femmes, and now Gordon Gano and the Ryans. And you know what, Gordon, you're doing so many interviews now, regarding this new album. So I'm going to ask you something non-music related to start the interview off. What is your favorite comedy film?
Well, that cuts out all of Werner Herzog, I think, who I like very much. But, hey, maybe he had one in comedy. I don't know.
Well, maybe in a way they're funny in a very strange way.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that might have me stumped. Now I feel like I come across like I hate comedy.
You can never go wrong if you say Duck Soup with the Marx Brothers.
Oh, yeah, but I don't, I don't feel like that. But this is ridiculous. All right, anyway, I'm just thinking pretty much anything by Woody Allen. I love Woody Allen films, and they tend to all sort of seem like there's so much in common with them that I start to forget which one was which. But maybe that doesn't help you then, because
actually it does, because I'm the same way. I think of Woody Allen movies, not all of them, but in a way it's almost like watching a television series.
Okay, yeah. Right.
It's like I saw the what's the one? Anything? What was it? Anything with Love? The one with Jason Schwartzman and Christina Ricci.
I did not see it.
Listen, that movie. I dated a girl that was exactly like that. I sat there watching this film, going, "Oh my God, I'm going to relive this horrible nightmare for the next 90 minutes with Woody Allen." But certainly his earlier, that's almost the cliche from Stardust Memories, Well, your early funny ones.
You know what? I just thought of something. It's not Woody Allen, but I just saw it recently and just thought, what a fantastic movie. I enjoy every scene, every moment. So, and it's a comedy. So, Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, that's an incredible movie. Sure.
Amazing. It just popped up on cable like a week or two back, and I just thought, I just love every moment of this. It's just so amazing.
My favorite part is Peter Sellers calling up, Dimitri. Well, listen, he went a little screwy, one of our generals, and now, Dimitri, now, I know you're upset. I'm upset, yeah.
Yeah, Sellers is unbelievable in all those different roles that he plays in that film, and it's a masterpiece. All
right. Well, you got good taste, Woody Allen, Stanley Kubrick. All right.
Okay. Well, who would have figured from my music, right? Is that what you think?
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of music, here we go into the music portion.
All right.
After nearly 30 years, which is a pretty good run. Violent Femmes, call it a day.
Oh yeah.
The last thing the Violent Femmes had out was the cover of Crazy.
Oh yeah, I'd even forgot about that. Yeah, that's true.
And then, you were kind of like a touring unit for a long time.
Well, we hadn't had a new studio record out since Freak Magnet, which was in 2000, I think.
Yeah.
So, long time.
Long time. So it was basically like a touring outfit. And did you have these songs built up over time? Did you think, well, these could be Violent Femmes songs, or I'm going to save this for my own project?
They built up over. It started in 2001 when I started, right, and there was never a moment, never even thought until you just said right now about being Violent Femmes, because they're all a collaboration between myself and Billy and Brendan Ryan. They would get me instrumental pieces that they were working on. Some of them were very involved, and some were just kind of sketches, and to see if I had any lyric ideas or ideas of turning them into songs, and I did with a lot of them, and they liked where I was going with it, and then we worked out arrangements, and then got in the studio and started recording. But that whole process took over quite some time, because, as I said, we first started having a song or two that I would write with them back in 2001, and because of doing it with them,
right.
I never thought that this would be anything to do with Violent Femmes. And now, as things have turned out, Violent Femmes have a beginning, middle, and an end,
right.
And so it just seemed like a good time to get this thing out, which we would have done at some point, but it's out now, and I'm very happy with it. The Ryans they were in a group that I think they and people around them were thinking it was going to be a hugely successful group called the Bogman.
Sure.
And we did have something in common, found out when we became friends that they had a record produced by Jerry Harrison, and so did I with Violent Femmes in the mid-'80s. Jerry Harrison being, of course, from Talking Heads and Modern Lovers and his own solo work, and then lots of production. So that was fun to chat about. And the Bogmans still are very, very big in New York and Long Island, but it just didn't happen for them across the rest of the country.
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, if you had been a fan of theirs or how you'd heard them. I guess maybe just gigging around or someone.
No, I didn't. When I was a friend, must have been, who introduced me first to Billy or Brendan. We all lived in the same neighborhood, so it was just running into some of the same people. And I remember a couple times people saying, "What? You don't know the Bogman?" and that was right at the time when they were splitting up. I think they play now once or twice a year. And they all are friends and get along, but they were splitting up at that time, and that's when I had met Billy and Brendan, and when they were focusing more on scoring for films and doing other kinds of things with their writing.
Well, I know that this is obviously a big concern for you now. This record and obviously doing shows.
Yes.
You've got 2 shows coming up, Gordon Gano and the Ryans, the Knitting Factory in Williamsburg on November 14th, and then even sooner than that, for CMJ Week, on October 23rd, you're playing N8, which I believe is a new venue in Williamsburg. Oh,
in fact, as I'm being told, it has other bands playing, of course, on that night, and one has an original member from the Smiths, and one has an original member from Happy Mondays, and then me, original member of Violent Femmes. So it's a nice little concept going on there of like people, what they're doing now.
And is there a website for all this information?
Yeah, there'd be, of course, there's the Yep Rock, which would have listings of things, and also there's a GanoRyan.com.
Right. By the way, do you have a MySpace or Facebook or anything like that? I have to ask because, that's kind of the way the whole damn world's gone. Yeah,
I think that GanoRyan.com routes into a MySpace, but I'm obviously, from my answers, I am not hands-on involved. Brendan Ryan's been taking care of that.
Right. Well, the record's doing really well for us here. In fact, Yep Rock sent like a couple of them that we could use as giveaways. Mm-hmm. And, I played Man in the Sand, and, the phones lit up across the board. People were calling up, and I said, holy mackerel. So you've also done some TV and film work. Are you doing any more of that?
Not currently, but always interested if something comes up. And that's something which, I'll say for me personally, nothing. I know Brendan's always working on some film or doing something, and then also, I should include Billy because they work together as a team. And they had, I think so far the work that got the largest audience was they had something in one or two, I'm not sure now, I think a couple of the Fairley Brothers movies that they had done some work with.
Oh, okay.
So Brendan and Billy, they're always working on some film or something like that with scoring.
I have to ask you, I'm assuming that you're a guy with a pretty nifty record collection?
I got a lot, and I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, tying into the sort of, weirdness of my first question, what would be the rarest, or actually, no, what would be the most bizarre record in your record collection currently?
Oh, all right. Immediately, I can think of something, but my information is going to be a little sketchy about it, and I hope I still have it because I haven't seen it in a long time. It's kind of buried with whatever remnants I still have of vinyl, which would be nice to get back to, but I just haven't. Anyway, for reasons I kind of just, moved away from that. But I had a vinyl record one time that I picked up for probably 99 cents back in the probably early 80s I think at a Goodwill store or something. And it was a Sonny Bono record from the 60s.
Yeah.
And it had either was the name of the record and it was a solo. There was no share.
Sure.
It was either the name of the record or one of the songs on the record. And as I recall, I think it had like a listing of like 20 minutes long or something. And it was called, my memory of it, Sonny's on a Bummer.
Wow.
And I hope I still have that somewhere. The other strange thing to this story, I felt like that might be the ultimate craziest thing to ever listen to. So I always wanted to save it, and I never listened to it.
You know what? Maybe it's better not to be listened to, because how could anything...
it can't live up to that.
Title.
Right.
All right. Well, listen, before I let you go, because we're running out of time here, I want to remind everybody that the new CD is called Under the Sun. It's Gordon Gano and the Ryans. It's out on Yep Rock Records. We're going to play the single from the album, Man in the Sand, in just a moment. And I certainly appreciate you taking some time here with us. And you got great taste in movies and the solo music of Sonny Bono.
Yeah, there you go.
Or that you've never heard, but should never be heard, I guess.
I don't know. I'm torn. I'm just torn. I just hope I still have it somewhere in some box.
Right. All right. Thanks so much.